What's going on, everybody? Doc from Average Gamer Guys back yet again. More Halo Wars 2 action. Took a couple days off, pretty excited at some of the stuff that we've been finding out. So in this video, we're going to talk about the balance updates that hit just a little less than a week ago. So we'll cover those. And additionally, in the Halo community update, we've got some interesting news. So we'll cover all that. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And please do follow us not only here on YouTube, but also feel free follow us on Twitter. That way you can see when we've got new videos uploaded. And don't be afraid, join the Average Gamer Guys Club on Xbox. Continue to grow that community. Really appreciate all the support. But we'll jump right into this. So, community update was really interesting. It comes out every Thursday. It's always got some good info for the Halo community, Halo 5, all the different stuff that's going on, the Halo Championship Series, all that different stuff. And usually, every week we get some sort of Halo Wars 2 info. Usually it's talking about potential updates coming up, maybe balance changes like they did last week. This week, we get some interesting info. Sketch a couple days ago actually commented on a Reddit post that talked about that they have in the works what looks to be two new leaders coming with this new update. They update today with the community update talking about how the team is actually working really well through the next update. It's looking like it's getting through the testing and polishing in prep for launch. They don't have a date set for it yet, but it looks like this one might come with a little bit more timeliness than probably we've seen in the last, which is really nice. So we'll continue to monitor. As soon as we get any more info, I will definitely let you guys know. But the biggest thing coming out of this is not only the fact that it looks like we got two leaders coming out for this next update, but we have a UNSC leader on its way. That is confirmed, and that is really neat. Continuing to kind of go back and balance a little bit back and forth. Obviously, I think we're starting to get to the point where we're going to see some more silly leaders. And there's been some conjecture. People are talking about, you know, Sergeant Johnson potentially being one. I think that would be a neat UNSC leader. But honestly, even if they bring something in, kind of like Consano, obviously not focused on Flame, but somebody that we're not really even familiar with, but this adds new abilities and some new uniqueness to the game, I think would be great. And if we're getting two leaders, if they can balance it and have both a UNSC and a banished leader, I think that'd be great. If we're talking banished, I know people have been throwing it around, and at this point I really don't know how the team doesn't do honestly like a grunt leader, which would be really cool. But we'll kind of keep our fingers on the pulse here and find out. But it is nice to hear that the you know, the update's on its way. They're working through it, no major issues at this point, and you know, again, looks like good potential that we'll be picking up two leaders in this next update, which would be really neat, and a UNSC leader confirmed. So very cool stuff. Additionally, they talked about how in the next update there are going to be two new, I'll call them skins, for Proving Grounds. There's a Nocturne, there's also another kind of like desert version. I'll try and do my best to throw some pictures up of that on screen. Here's my problem with this. So again, they talk about that they want Blitz to be a fair playing arena with the only variable being units, decks, and team tactics. Not so much a fan of that. I do appreciate new skins to the map. I think that'll add some variety. At least it'll look cool. The two that they got coming in actually do look really neat. Definitely, you know, a visual style change, and I've been happy with the visual style that they've done. You know, the colony update was actually really good, to be really honest. I was extremely happy with it. It definitely changed the game up a little bit and added some uniqueness to it, so I was happy with that. My only concern with this again is I think they could develop another Blitz map that plays essentially the same while actually still being different. And I know a lot of you, we've talked on this channel quite a bit about it. I think it's something they can do. I think it's something they need to continue to look at. Them pushing new skins for the map, I guess, is kind of the right step forward. But I think we still need something else. I've talked about how if they wanted to bring in a specific 3v3 map, they could do like a 5-point setup. I think that would be really cool. If they wanted to, you know, shift, I guess maybe where the ridge lines are for some of the points. You know, not making it so that there's specific, you know, the OP ridge between B and C. I mean, just certain things like that, and maybe shifting up some of the different dynamics, even changing up energy spawns. Certain things like that I think would add a whole huge different layer to the Blitz and get people, not that people aren't reinvigorated with the new leaders that come in, but I do think if you've been around the game long enough, you've kind of got the basic Blitz strategy down. And when they talk about the only variable being units and decks, yeah, your deck, it can modify enough, but to a certain extent everybody's going to have certain units that always pretty much stay the same. And then the variable being the units, that to me talks too much towards unit levels, to be really honest, and the fact that you can buy the things. I mean, you know, we get into a whole nother topic there. So like I said, step in the right direction. New skins will definitely add some different visual flair to it, so, and some uniqueness. Totally cool with that. They're free for everyone, so that'll be nice. You have a, I don't know if it's a random chance, it looks like a random chance of playing all the different versions of Proving Ground, so that's cool too. But like I said, I hope as they move forward, maybe not this month, but in the future months, we'll see some new maps, and I think that would be really beneficial for the team and for everybody. So continuing on with that, like I said, we did see some balance updates that come in, and these were official on the 5th, so if you've been playing the game for the last couple days, you've been noticing them, or maybe haven't been noticing them, but they are out, and I do want to run through them. Again, as always, we'll link all this stuff. I'll link the community update and this specific balance changes down below, so you can check out the official forum posts. Not a ton of balance changes for this one, but it seems like this is kind of some of the fine-tuning stuff that we always see in kind of the mid-season updates. So again, happy with these. Continuing to keep a pulse on the game is always great. So just running through Shipmaster, they changed the Spirit support up. It's now dropping a level 2 instead of level 300. Consano's been getting some work. I've been seeing people talk about how her flame wall ability and certain things are just broken and still not either working correctly or too overpowered. So the flame wall abilities cooldown time has increased from 45 to 60 seconds, and damage versus buildings has been reduced by 70%. That might be too much for me. Maybe it was too jacked up, but she is supposed to be good against buildings. I mean, that's the whole ploy of her whole setup. So I'll look to see. It'll be interesting to see in the next update if this actually gets kind of bumped back up and they settle somewhere in between. But Flame Hog with Flame Mortar upgrade, the Flame Mortar damage over time was reduced by 35%. Damage over time versus buildings was reduced by 40%. Flame Mortar range was decreased by 14%, and then the fire rate reduced by 0.5 seconds. Overall impact damage per second was not affected, but it will create fewer DOT scorch areas. So again, it seems like they're trying to take away a little bit of the capability for them to take down buildings, and if it was overpowered, that's okay. Inferno is another thing that I think we'll continue to see to get modified. They reduced the damage on this versus buildings by 20%, and then reduce its duration from 25 to 20 seconds. Again, another update, I used Consano quite a bit, and Inferno is absolutely brutal against buildings, so having it kind of balance out a little bit more, not necessarily a bad thing, but I also look at this, I mean, it is a static ability, and again, that's what she's supposed to be good at, taking down buildings, and it does take a while to get to Inferno, so we'll kind of see. We'll see what they continue to do with that. Colony, the Hunter Captain, they increased his speed, which is so nice, by 19%, which is actually pretty good. That was my probably one big complaint with him, is he was just a little too slow. I don't think we're going to have that issue. I think this is a good move here. Skitterer, bug fix, they now receive upgrade benefits from Global Vehicle, which is actually really good. It's going to continue to make them a little bit better. Vehicle Symbiotes no longer shows buff effect through Fog of War. I guess that was a bug. They're just taking care of that. Global Banished. Grunts, the banished leader, now start with 3 grunt squads instead of 2. I think this is good because by design the grunts are supposed to be a little bit weaker than marines, so giving them an extra one makes a lot of sense. Grunt squad resource gather speeds increased by 32%. I think that's good too. I never really noticed the difference between gathering speeds for them, but nice for them to be balancing it. Engineers had their HP reduced by 20%. This is something that I actually talked about in a couple videos ago, where it was just too hard to break through these guys. I think that'll help set it back into balance. Hunters, they had their basic speed increased by 15%, and then the fuel rod projectile velocity was actually increased to help hit moving targets, which I think is really good. There shouldn't ever be an instance where a unit targets something, fires, and then can't hit it because it's faster than it. So I think we're going to see some balance here. Brute Chopper, they increased the movement speed by 11%, and the explosive rounds upgrade now also increases damage by 15%. So Brute Choppers going to get pretty good. Locust, line of sight reduced by 12%, and then their cost was increased, which again I think we're going to continue to see that. Wraith, the scorched projectile initial damage reduced by 50%. I don't know about that one. Maybe it was jacked up too much. And then global UNSC, just 2 updates here, or balance changes, excuse me. Jackrabbit, basic DPS increased by 15%, and then drone delay before healing reduced from 10 seconds to 7 seconds. Scorpion, HP increased by 10%. Cannon DPS increased by 10%. And then there's a bug fix for the unit ability. Canister shell now fires almost instantly. So that is good. So it seems like, again, our Jackrabbits and Brute Choppers are getting a little bit of probably what the damage they lost in some earlier updates back. So some good updates here, some good balance changes. As always, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think of the community update. Let me know what you think of the balance changes, and if they're good or bad, and if you're liking it. And then let me know what you guys think. I'd be really curious to see what you guys think for what the future leaders are going to be, especially for this next update if we're getting 2, which would be really, really neat. So hopefully we will. Let me know. As always, thank you guys so very much for watching. I've been Doc with Average Gamer, guys. And as always, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We'll check you in the next one.